Welcome friends, it is I, Sky, and it's time for the vlog, and we are doing Bacchus Conquest in the background, and I dominate with him pretty well, because I know what I'm doing, which is crazy, I know. I haven't lost a single Bacchus game in a while. It's been a very long while, actually. And now we have the King skin, so I'm going to try to do another one with the King, and I bet that's the one I lose. That'll suck. So Bacchus Guide is coming up next. It'll be the week after the patch. Patch is going to be on Tuesday, so new Nox comes out. Nox looks scary. I don't know, like, I did the math on her combo. She can do 1,000 to 2,000 damage pretty well. At the start of the game, she can do, let's see here, 2,100 at level 2. Not 2,100. 210 damage at level 2, but it roots somebody and sets them up for your teammate to beat them up. So, Nox plus Thanatos would be a really good invasion. I gotta try to do that at the start of the game. And I think it'll work out pretty well. It's gonna wreck very hard. Now, her later numbers, she can do over 2,000 damage pretty easily. So she's going to be really hard to deal with as a burst mage. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. Also, her laning should be interesting. It's big enough to get all minions, I think. So she should be a force. Now, is she too strong? There's no telling until we get to play her. But I actually didn't hear anything out of PTS. I don't know. I did not hear a dang thing out of PTS, so I don't know if she's too strong or not. Of course, I was busy with school, so I don't know. We will see. Now, what is there to talk about with Smite before I talk about everything else? I'm getting tired of the double hunter meta. I am really getting tired of the double hunter meta. I just don't care for it at all. Because it's just, right now it is, let's see here. In the duo lane, it's a hunter and a support. So the hunter would be, well, support would be a guardian. There's some mages who can work it out. And there's some warriors who can work it out, but it's mostly guardian and hunter. Now, in the mid, Neith can do mid. And Apollo to an extent can do mid, and Amazon Cobb to an extent can do mid. And then you got warriors who can do it, assassin can do it. It's supposed to be the mage lane, though, for the most part. But you have hunters who can dominate that lane right now, Neith being the queen of it. Solo lane, where mages had somewhere else to go besides the mid, there's no reason to play a mage in the solo lane anymore, unless you're Zhong Kui, because you get dominated. Hunters own that lane right now. Apollo will outclear a mage. Apollo will push a mage, and he will kill the mage. Unless it's Zhong Kui. Zhong Kui can handle a little bit because he's Zhong Kui. Neith does the same thing. Amazon Cobb does the same thing. Hunters own that lane right now, and warriors cannot hold up. Warriors can try, but hunters are stronger because hunters do a lot more damage with their basic attacks. Same thing goes for assassins. Maybe Bacca can hold up a little bit. Like, it's the main ones, as always, that can hold up a little bit. You got, with the physicals, you got Bacca, Hercules, Chalk, Osiris, and Tyr. They can hold up against the hunters a bit. But the hunters rule that lane right now. And then the jungle. Hunters can own the jungle right now. We've proved it with Neith. Neith can do it. Uller can do it. I've not been willing to test out Amazon Cobb. He might be able to pull it out eventually. Apollo, maybe not so much. He's really a lane beast right now. I don't know about jungle. But hunters are able to own the jungle as well. So nothing is safe from the hunters. Also, Neith can be played support. So hunters are just owning the place. And what did Hi-Rez do as their nerf to hunters? They nerfed physical items. They nerfed Aussie by 5%. They nerfed Executioner by 5%. They nerfed Bluestone Pendant. And then they buffed the anti-crit item for mages. And I think they nerfed one more item I can't think of right now. And that is, oh yeah, they put up the price on Heartseeker by 200 gold. But now that people have a taste of how good it actually is, 200 gold ain't going to make a difference to them. So we're going to see just a lot of... It's just ridiculous. They nerfed physicals to nerf hunters. Instead of nerfing hunters specifically, they nerfed physicals. Instead of putting down crits a bit and putting down lifesteal a bit, they nerfed attack speed. And they nerfed mana regain, which doesn't matter to hunters. Neith only needs a little bit of mana to clear. Amazon Cobb only needs a little bit of mana to clear. Apollo doesn't even use mana to clear. Hunters are unaffected in their solo lane dominance. They're unaffected in their duo lane dominance. Hunters are unaffected. They are affected very little. That's why I say unaffected. There is true, actually, some effect there. I'm being very hyperbole and saying there's no effect. But it is so minimal, it doesn't mean anything. Hunter meta is going to be here for at least another patch. Maybe even more if they still don't nerf it. And it's boring. I am bored. I liked Season 1 variety. We saw Apollo every game, but we saw a lot of things going on there. We saw warriors in the duo, we saw mages in the duo, we saw guardians in the duo. We saw a lot of that. Right now, hunters rule the roost, so hunters are everywhere. We saw a lot of Apollo, but we also got to see Anhur and Rama. Now it is 2 hunters every game. And Cupid's gone now. No one's playing Cupid anymore. That's not happening again. Xbalanque is getting played a lot. Ula's getting played a bit. It's a lot of Apollo again. Apollo is back. Neath is there nearly every game again. Amazon Cobb there as well. We're seeing those three being used nearly every game. Rama's showing up. Oh yeah, actually haven't seen that much of. But for the most part, we're seeing like nearly every hunter, except like Cupid right now. Because of the double hunter meta, which is really annoying. Season 1, we saw a mage, we saw a guardian, we saw a warrior, we saw a hunter, and we saw an assassin. That was common to see. Assassin jungle, mid-mage, solo warrior, duo was hunter and guardian. And then you could see mix-ups of a bunch of things. You could do assassin in the solo with Baka, or even Naya a little bit, or of course Loki. And then you could see some mages in the jungle. You see at least Neath could do the jungle, and Ugler could do the jungle. You could see a lot of... Every class could do the jungle, to an extent, depending on who you are. Every class could do any lane could be done for the most part by a niche god here or there from every single class. Now it's just hunters everywhere and guardians everywhere. And then mages in the mid. And then assassin if you want to do jungle, but you don't have to do assassin jungle now because you can do hunter jungle. Or you can do guardian jungle pretty well. So assassins are losing relevance. And then you got the dual lane where... So assassins are losing relevance, warriors are losing relevance. They can still be effective, but right now double hunter rules it. So you can go double hunter and then maybe go double guardian if you want, make that even more ridiculous, and then a mage in the mid. Or you go double hunter, an assassin or warrior in the jungle, guardian for the duo, and then mage in the mid. So that's what you're really seeing right now. We're seeing a lot of just hunter. We have 5 classes and they're not being all utilized in a game anymore. It's just mostly hunter butting someone out. And so I don't like that. Season 1 didn't have that. Season 1 had everyone was pretty worth using. Now we got just hunters. So, do I keep complaining about hunters? Yes. But, do I want to be miserable? No. So screw it. We'll just play hunters. I guess so. Instead of suffering fighting hunters, we'll play a hunter too. Right now, hunter mains are being really happy with it. I don't like it. But we're not going to have me bitch every single game. So I'm just going to play hunters and be sarcastic instead. Like, oh, they really got nerfed, huh? Didn't they? They really nerfed the hunters this time. Yeah, I'm really feeling that nerf right now while I'm rocking the other team with a hunter. Yeah, that's how I'm going to be a little bit next week when the patch comes out. I'm going to be a little sarcastic about it because I'm not happy about it at all. I really don't like the double hunter meta. I don't. I was fine with the warrior meta when you could do warrior as support or warrior as solo. Those were both pretty good. Of course, there was Joden who was a bit ridiculous. He got nerfed down, of course. I was fine with the warrior meta for the most part because it was still, you could deal with it. They were a bit tanky, but you could break them open with mages, you could break them open with assassins, you could break them open with hunters. Hunter meta, though, hunters just, they kill you too fast for you to do anything about them. Even if you stun them, there's a second hunter to take you out. Not a big fan of it right now. Really not. And also just, Sun Wukong has not been as good as he was since the warrior meta, really. He's been very okay. Extremely okay. I have fun with him, but he's just been very okay. He hasn't really been a contender compared to, like, Hercules or Tyr. Like, Sun Wukong can do work, but it takes a while to get to that point. Like, his early game just isn't worth it. Not a big fan of it. So we'll just play a lot of Hunter. Hunter and support. So Hunter and Guardian. I think that'll be just the best way to go about it. Besides, I gotta get another, I got Crocodile, so I gotta get some Crocodile video in, and then a King Bacchus as well. So playing those anyway. But if you want to not have a bad time, you play Hunter. That's what you do right now. If I want to stop being annoyed with Smite, that's what I do right now. I am really not happy with the balance right now. But I play this game so much that if I'm just going to be miserable, I'm going to bring everyone down. So I better just do what will not make me miserable. That's playing the stupid hunters. That's annoying. But I got to think about the long game. I got to think about my fatigue with Smite. If I want to keep pushing for the sub button and being entertaining and getting people to watch, I have to do what will not have me annoyed too much with the game. That is going to be playing the hunters. I don't have a choice in that because I do not want to burn out. Hopefully they nerf it in 2 weeks or in a month. I would really like to see a nerf to the hunters because they are too much at the moment. It's really frustrating to nerf the physical items instead of nerfing the hunters themselves. Because all they did was hurt the assassins and hurt the warriors. They actually did not hurt the hunters. Losing 10% overall on attack speed on the class with the best attack speed doesn't really do anything. Bluestone Pendant didn't actually matter to a hunter. Did not matter. Hunters have good clear. They're alright. Did not matter. Maybe to Art, because Art's got really bad mana issues, but did not matter to Paulo, did not matter to Neath, did not matter to Amazon Cobb. It might hurt Uller a little bit. Xbalanque, not so much. Xbalanque hits pretty hard. Cupid, no, it doesn't affect Cupid at all. Solo Cupid, yeah, it doesn't affect duo Cupid though. So it's just frustrating, it really is, and I spent about 10 minutes bitching about that. So let's go on to something else. Originally, I wanted to just have a big rant in here about a lot of things that happened this week, but I've mellowed out, so there won't be one. I know rants can be pretty entertaining, but let's see, not do one this time. Also, I gotta get ready for the giveaway anyway, which is gonna be very soon, so should save my energy for that anyway. But there were a lot of things not be happy about. Let's go roller coaster. Let's go positive, negative. Positive! Here's a positive. We broke 3,000 followers on Twitch. Yay, that's really good. That's really awesome right there. That's an achievement right there for us. There are people who have less numbers than us that have a sub button, so it's about time we should talk to Twitch and go, hey, we're cool. Hey, you want to make us a partner in sub button? Huh? And they say no, then we'll know why. Hopefully they'll give us a reason. And then we can make adjustments for the rest of this month, and then July when we can ask again. I believe you can ask once a month. I believe that is the practice there. And I know a couple people who are bigger than us that asked a few times, but the fact I've seen people smaller than us who haven't done as much have a button makes me think maybe I can get in there. Maybe I can get all up in there, you know? Worth a shot. So, negative. Let's go with, freedom of speech. Okay, so Reddit banned, 5 subreddits, and then a bunch more subreddits that came out in reaction to that, because they were harassment subreddits. Because it was like, there was a subreddit for being hurtful towards fat people. There was that one, and a couple other subreddits they got rid of. And the reason they put behind that was it didn't just stay in that subreddit. People would bleed out from a subreddit and harass other subreddits, and just other Reddits in general from that subreddit. So they decided to just break it up by banning that one. Because there's a lot of hurtful subreddits out there. There's a lot of places for people to just kind of circle jerk being very mean about a certain group. But apparently the fat people one bled out and started attacking other areas. So because of that, they banned that one. And then they banned a couple other ones because they were not so great either. So that's what happened there. So Reddit got a bit of a tantrum going on there. Reddit flipped out. Like, people who follow Reddit, they're like, they called it like Reddit was being communist because the CEO's named Powell. Something Powell said, like, Chairman Powell, like it's communist China, which was dumb. And just a lot of reactions like that, and people threatening to leave Reddit. I'm like, well, if you're a hurtful person saying such mean things, I don't know if Reddit really cares that you're leaving. Especially because Reddit's a big beast. There's a lot of people there. But people saw it as a death of free speech. Death of Reddit. People were like, could we sue Reddit because they're stopping our free speech? Can we sue them over this? So I'm now going to help you understand how free speech works if you don't understand it. My initial reaction to people saying, can we sue about free speech, was, you're a dumbass. But the actual reaction should be, you are ignorant, and let me illuminate anyone who might not understand free speech in America. And that is, free speech is you have the right to say things without the government coming after you. You can say you disagree with the president and he will not come after you. You can say you don't like certain policies and he will not come after you. You can say a lot of things and the government will not come after you. Okay, make a threat at the government and they'll come after you because that's how things are. You can say you disagree, you can say you don't like a thing. You cannot threaten the government, though, because then they get a bit antsy, because we've had shootings, we've had fires, we've had a lot of bad things happen. So because of that, there is some paranoia. So you should not threaten the government, but you can say you don't like the government. That is freedom of speech. They will not come after you for disagreeing with your government. Unlike, say, Stalinist Russia. During that time, dissension was not so good, and you died for it. A lot of people disappeared during that time. The same can be said for Communist China. They said the same thing happened there. So you could not disagree with certain areas. You can disagree with America. That's fine. It's fine to do that. Freedom of speech to do that. Well, when the whole thing came out, I was like, what was it? I guess you couldn't talk shit about the king back in the day. Well, and so bad things would happen to you. Now, in America, you can talk shit about the king. There you go. Or the queen now, since the queen's the one with all the power. She's still alive, by the way. Damn. Good on her. She's still alive. She owns corgis. Corgis are great. Okay, so freedom of speech is that. So you cannot sue a private company for censoring you because it's their company. It's their space. They can do whatever they want with it. They can get rid of anything you say because it's theirs. That's how it works. Because having these hateful groups, and they bleed out, hurts Reddit because everyone just goes, well, look at these jerks. Why should I even use Reddit? There's a lot of people who don't want to use Reddit because of how circle jerky and how mean it can be and how harassy it can get. And so if Reddit wants to maybe get more people to stay instead of leaving over the circle jerking and the harassment, then they have to take moves like that. But they are allowing a lot of they're allowing hate groups to be around as long as they don't harass other groups. That's what they're doing. At least that's what it looks like for the time being, because there's a lot of hate groups in Reddit that are not being taken out. And that's because they stay together. They don't bother anyone. That's what's happening there. That's Reddit being a business there. Because if you're having someone harass everyone and drive them away, then you're losing money. You're losing faith. There was a big flip out, but still I think they're probably all the better for it as long as they stay vigilant with that. It's a shakeup, but it ain't the death of Reddit. No way at all. No way at all. And now you understand how the freedom of speech works. You cannot sue Reddit for censoring you. Also, another thing to talk about with freedom of speech is protecting you from the government. It does not protect you from criticism and the actions of others. Meaning, if you say the N-word in public and you get popped in the mouth, that's not anyone reacting to your free speech there. I mean, you are not free of people not reacting to you. Of people reacting to you, I mean. You can't just say anything you want and feel like nothing's going to happen. That's how it works. You are not free of criticism. Anything I say, I am not free of criticism. When people point out that I'm wrong about this or wrong about that, they have the right to do so. Now, if they get really hurtful about it, if they start calling me a bunch of bad names while reacting to whatever I'm saying, I'm just going to remove their comments, and that's my right to do so, because this is my space. That's how it works. Now, if you disagree with me, and you're being very civil about it, and I remove your comment, then I'm being a douche about it, basically. Because that's not alright. Socially, but it's okay legally, if I worded that all correctly right there. I welcome debate. I welcome conversation. I do not welcome being a dick about it, though. I do not welcome name-calling, because name-calling does nothing for conversation. I don't welcome just anything. Just being hurtful does not help conversation. Putting up your facts, putting up your reasoning, helps conversation. That is the real way of debate. That is the way to get a conversation. That is the way to get ideas happening. Being hurtful to someone else does not. And that is why I will always remove any comment that is just downright hurtful to not just me, but anyone else in the comments. Because it doesn't help anybody. I would like comments to be more productive. Now, you can just say a thought or here or there. But those are fine. But I would like comments to be a bit more productive than I really see them be in a lot of places. I'm not going to keep comments that are just people just putting out their views on something, or people pigeonholing their views. Like, if you have a game with, like, a black person in it, and they're the one who does the betrayal in the game, and they're like, well, this is proof why you can't trust black people. Like, what the hell are you coming on about? It's a game. They just happen to be black. Like, I've seen that in certain games. I'm like, that's a comment? That's a weird comment to make, using a fictional character as proof of your hatred towards a race. That is weird. And if it was in one of my videos, I would get rid of it. A positive. I got my state exam back. One of the big ones I need to take, I got 90%, #1 in the state. I am happy with that. That's how hard that test was. And so I'm looking roses with that when it comes to work. And so with that, I can put that on my resume. I can put that on my applications. And we might see me go to work sometime in the next couple months, and that'd be great. I have an internship I'm applying for. I have a job I'm applying for. Both would make me more busy, which would make me stream less and make less content. But I will still, with all my passion, do my best to make as much as I can when I can. And the advantage to having money from a job, though, is that I can afford to do giveaways or buy better hardware for the channel, buy a better internet connection, buy a bunch of other things with the money from my job. I can put money into the thing. I can invest not just my time, but now I can invest my own money into the channel. So I cannot wait to see how these applications I put in come out. Worst case scenario, I don't get a job until January of next year, which still gives me time to hone my skills some more. But hopefully we see me get a job next couple months. It'll be a rocky time, though. I'm still in school, so I have work, school, and this channel, which I have treated as a job as it is. And then sleep has to happen at some point. So I won't have a social life for a couple months, but I would like to maintain all this stuff happening. And I think it's possible. And once I graduate from the school, then I just have the job, and then this, and then life, and then that'll work out pretty well, hopefully. We will see. But the next couple months could be rocky, but we'll be all the better for it when we get through it. That's how it will be. Okay. The other negative. Someone in tier gaming got swatted and DDoS'd. And that right there was enough to make me want to just rage rant as well, and I'm being mellow about it. It's very unfortunate, and the people who did it are definitely scum of the earth. It's not okay. To swat somebody is a very hurtful thing, and it's a very wasteful thing. And what does it do? It gives you a laugh for what? A day? A couple hours? A couple minutes? It just gives you a laugh one day, one time. And you just ruin someone's entire day, maybe even week or month, who knows? Or psychologically a lot longer than that. There's no fun in that. Where's the joy in that? That doesn't do anything, really. All that does is waste a lot of people's time and money. Taxpayer money. You're just hurting a lot of people. Swatting doesn't make any sense. And so hopefully the people who did this get punished for it, because that's not okay. Hopefully they get caught for it. And there's a good chance they will, with the things I've been hearing, with the information that they were able to get. So there's that. And it's not okay, guys. It just isn't. Where's the fun in that? It's the same. It goes back in line with where's the fun in the harassment? It's fun to make jokes at someone's expense here and there, but I don't see how it's fun being hurtful about it. Like, as long as it's all in good fun and doesn't hurt anybody, I'm fine with jokes being played on people and pranks and stuff like that. I'm not fine with it being hurtful. I'm really not. Like, I don't really care for pranks where you're hitting each other. Like, where you're hitting somebody, I don't really care for pranks like that. That's not really good to me. Now, among friends, that's a bit less of a bad thing, I guess, because male friends will cause great harm to each other for a prank. And I'm not the biggest fan of that, but I've come to accept that one. But doing it to strangers is just wrong, in my opinion. Really not a fan of doing that. Just hurting strangers, not fun, in my opinion. You can hurt friends as long as it's okay, but really mean, hurtful stuff, which I have seen, that's not really a friend there at all. So just, no. I'd rather, I'm not even saying just good, clean, fun, Care Bear fun. I'm just saying there's other ways to have fun. Like, my fun is entertaining you guys and gals with the stuff we do and just playing the game and stuff like that. I hate it when I get angry or get salty. It's no good. It doesn't help anybody. There's a good rage you can have. I've talked about it before. Like, Angry Joe's rage is really fun because he's able to play it up so well even when he's mad. While I can't. It's usually just venomous rage that I have, which is something that I need to work on, which I'm hoping I will work on. I mean, not will work on, I will achieve. That's the right word for it. I'd rather not rage anymore. We'll see. But yeah, swatting's not cool. I don't think I have to point that out to you guys, but swatting's not cool, obviously. Gotta air that out. Now, another positive, well, we hit the 1 million. I think I talked about it last time. That's good. It really changed my perspective on things, how I want to do things. I'm a bit more fearless in how we're going to do things. I'm going to be a little bit more out there because we have a 1 million under our belt. So it does give you more confidence. So we'll see how I go with that and what happens. But the thing is, it's also being tempered by the fact that work is going to happen eventually, and that's going to slow me down a little bit. But I have a new fire going here, so we'll see how that all comes together. Any more negatives? I don't think there are to talk about right now. Just, yeah. And the thing is, I was there. I was younger, and when you're a teenager, you do some pretty dick things. I know I did some pretty dick things. Well, they weren't all right. They weren't okay. I mistreated some people. I treated some people better than others. I had mistreatments put upon me as well. We all go through that. We all have ups and downs where we're the good guy and we're the bad guy in our life. None of us are pure white knight or pure evil either. But there's different ages where we have different things of humor to us. And teenagers do enjoy hurtful humor a lot more than anyone else. Although there are adults like that as well. But I know I was ignorant when I was younger. And I've done things that weren't right when I was younger. I know that. So hopefully those who do messed up things like that, you grow up eventually, right? Hopefully you grow up and don't find the joy in hurting others. That's my opinion there. Hopefully you become less ignorant and become less of a dick, less of a douche. Although some people become douchier and dickier as they get older. It goes both ways, I guess. At the end of the day, there's, 7 billion of us out there? There's going to be a lot of people, a lot of us that are good, a lot of us that are bad, a lot of us in between. Some of us are probably pure good. There's probably some rares who have not done anything wrong by anybody. And there's those who are just pure evil, after all. We have, dictators who are pretty bad. Those people exist. So, there's good people and bad people out there. There's a lot of things. And I don't know where I'm going with this at all. I think I'm just talking a lot. These vlogs are pretty cathartic in that way. And they could have been a rage catharsis, but this time not. So I think that is everything there. Yeah. We'll see how things go forward. The giveaway is extremely soon. I'll be playing Hunters today. Giving away gem codes, Guan Yu convention. Apparently I might have underestimated how much people like Guan Yu convention skin, because some other people are doing giveaways for that skin. with like follows and stuff like that, and they're getting a crap ton of people. Well, I'm just gonna give it away. So I might have underplayed Guan Yu a little bit, but that's on me for underplaying it. But I don't know. Like, I want the giveaways to be a big deal, but I also don't want them to be a big... I want them to be a big deal to draw, but I don't want them to be that's all we're about. And obviously it's not, because we've been at this for nearly a year. And we do giveaways, but not that much. Oh, last thing to talk about, of course, is we have a bunch of indie games we're going to give away. And yeah, so every stream we're going to probably give away an indie game. We have a lot of good ones, a lot of bad ones. Make no guarantee on which one you'll get when we give them away. We have just a lot of them. I played some, I haven't played others. And we've also just been donated indie copies so we can distribute to other people as well. So if you have any codes laying around that you don't want to use and you don't have anyone to give them to, you can give them to us and then we'll use them for giveaways. So that's the thing you can do as well. But there you go, that right there is the vlog. I had fun listening and watching. The Bacchus game's already over by this point. It was only a 20-minute game. So I did really good. I might have KS'd. I can't remember if I KS'd. I did really good. And there you go. That's the game. I mean, that's the vlog. I had fun making it, watching it. And that's what it's all about, isn't it? Having fun. Thanks for coming by, and see you next time.